Here is an example where we can have a practice using multiplication of matrices. Spend some time reading through the whole questions, try to answer them on your own, and then we can go through this later. Remember that practice is very important for matrix multiplications. If you do this enough times, the formula will just be in your head and you don't have to look at the formula anymore. In the first part of the question, we are told to represent the daily production of the items of the 3 plants as a matrix. We have the information where plant A produced 20 units of X and 30 units of Y. B produced 50 units of X and 10 units of Y. Plant C produced 40 units of X and 60 units of Y. So all you need to do is represent this as P. So P, you can represent it as, in the first row you have 20, which represent 20x, and then second column you have 30, which represent 30y. Second row you have 50, and then 10, and then the third row you have 40x and 60y. Now the second part, you just have to represent the price. You know X is sold for 5 and Y is sold for 7. So represent S, matrix S, 5 and 7. So 5 is for item X and Y is for item Y. Now you have to calculate the total revenue by the plant each day. So this is actually as easy as finding the matrix R. I go to P multiplied by S. And you have the matrix early on, so you can just 30, 50, 10. And for the first row, you can see that it will be just 20 multiplied by 5 plus 30 multiplied by 7. Second row, you have 50 multiplied by 5 plus 10 multiplied by 7. And third row, you have 40 by 5 plus 60 multiplied by 7. And this will give you, the first row will be 100 plus 210 will be 310. Second one will be 250 plus 70, 320. And the third row will be 200 plus 420 will give you 620. One thing to take note when you do matrix multiplication is that you need to make sure you define the matrix correctly. Imagine earlier on, right, when we define P, we put 20, 30. You need to know this 20 represent X and this 30 represent Y. Right? So when you define S, make sure that you know this also represent X and this represent Y. Imagine if you have defined S wrongly, S 7, 5, right? And then we'll multiply them. You will be multiplying wrongly because if you have multiplied this 7, 5, right? So instead of 5, 7, you get 7, 5. You will get a very different answer because now you have mistaken the value of X and Y. So it's important when you define the matrix, make sure everything you define in the first few steps are correct. Verify them before you do the matrix addition, subtraction, or multiplication.